Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, endless ocean. The waves crash against the shore with a rhythm that feels both ancient and urgent, as if each surge carries a message meant just for you. Now picture this. The ocean is time itself, relentless and unyielding, flowing forward without pause. Every wave that breaks on the sand is a moment, precious, fleeting, and irretrievable once it's gone. This is the reality of our existence. Time is not a resource we can hoard, bargain with, or reclaim. It slips through our fingers like grains of sand. And yet, so many of us live as though we have an endless supply. We hit the snooze button on our ambitions, delay our dreams for a more convenient season, and numb ourselves with distractions, unaware that the clock is always ticking. The truth is stark and unavoidable. You are wasted. But this isn't a condemnation. It's a wake-up call. It's an invitation to rise, to shake off the fog of complacency, and to step into the fullness of your potential now, before another wave crashes and another day becomes a memory. Let's begin by confronting the uncomfortable truth. Time is the great equalizer. No matter who you are, where you come from, or what you believe, you are granted the same 24 hours each day. The difference between those who live with purpose and those who drift through life is not the quantity of time they possess, but how they choose to use it. Think about the hours lost to mindless scrolling, half-hearted efforts, and the endless loop of procrastination. These are not harmless habits. They are silent thieves. They steal your focus, your energy, and your future. Every minute spent in distraction is a minute you could have spent building something meaningful, a skill, a relationship, a legacy. The modern world is designed to keep you distracted, to keep you comfortably numb. Algorithms feed you content that hijacks your attention, and societal pressures convince you to chase shallow validations, likes, followers, the illusion of perfection. But beneath the surface of this noise, there's a quiet voice asking, is this all there is? Consider this, the average person spends roughly 6 years of their life on social media. 6 years. Imagine what could be accomplished in 6 years of intentional living. You could learn multiple languages, master a craft, build a business, write a book, or cultivate deep, transformative relationships. Yet so many people surrender these years to the void of comparison, outrage. This isn't to say that rest or leisure is wasteful. Human beings are not machines, and burnout is real. But there's a difference between intentional rest and passive escapism. One rejuvenates, the other drains. One is a conscious choice, the other is a surrender to inertia. The question is not whether you deserve to rest, but whether you're using your time in a way that aligns with your deepest values. Let's talk about procrastination, the art of delaying what matters for the illusion of someday. Procrastination is not laziness, it's fear in disguise. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of realizing that your efforts might not measure up to your dreams. But here's the paradox. By avoiding the discomfort of growth, you guarantee the pain of regret. The writer Sylvia Plath once said, "The worst enemy to creativity is self-doubt." Similarly, the worst enemy to a life well lived is the belief that you have unlimited time to start. You don't. The future is not a promise, it's a possibility. Every day you wait for the perfect moment is a day you surrender to mediocrity. The perfect moment doesn't exist. It's a myth we tell ourselves to avoid the vulnerability of trying. Look at the stories of those who have left a mark on the world. They didn't wait. Martin Luther King Jr. was 26 when he led the Montgomery bus boycott. Malala Yousafzai was 17 when she became the youngest Nobel Prize laureate. Steve Jobs was 21 when he co-founded Apple. These individuals weren't extraordinary because they had more time. They were extraordinary because they recognized the urgency of their purpose and acted on it. You don't need to be a historical figure to live meaningfully. You just need to start where you are with what you have. The artist who paints one stroke today is closer to a masterpiece than the one who stares at a blank canvas for years. But how do you break free from the cycle of wasted time? It begins with awareness. Take an honest inventory of your days. How much of your time is spent on autopilot, reacting to the demands of others or the whims of your impulses? How much is invested in activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit? Tracking your time for a week can be revelatory. You'll likely discover pockets of potential, moments spent waiting, commuting, or idling that could be redirected toward learning, creating, or connecting. Time management isn't about filling every second with productivity. It's about aligning your actions with your priorities. Next, redefine your relationship with failure. Many people waste time because they're afraid to make mistakes. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every misstep is a lesson. Every setback a stepping stone. Thomas Edison didn't view his 10,000 unsuccessful attempts to invent the light bulb as failures. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Embrace a growth mindset. See your time as a series of experiments rather than a quest for perfection. When you release the need to be flawless, you free yourself to take risks, innovate, and evolve. Another critical step is to eliminate distractions. This doesn't mean you must abandon technology or live like a monk, but it does require setting boundaries. Designate periods of your day for deep work, uninterrupted time to focus on tasks that require concentration. Turn off notifications, create a dedicated workspace, and communicate your need for focus to those around you. Similarly, audit your digital life. Unfollow accounts that drain your energy. Unsubscribe from emails that clutter your inbox, and resist the urge to consume content mindlessly. Your attention is a finite resource. Protect it fiercely. Equally important is the practice of saying no to the things that do. This isn't selfish, it's strategic. Warren Buffett once said, "The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything." Guard your time as if it's the most valuable currency you own, because it is. But let's not overlook the role of purpose. Without a clear sense of direction, time becomes a shapeless void. Ask yourself, what do I want my life to stand for? What legacy do I want to leave? These questions aren't meant to intimidate, but to clarify. Purpose doesn't have to be grandiose. It could be as simple as raising kind children, contributing to your community, or pursuing a passion that brings you joy. When you know your why, your how, and when fall into place, you begin to make choices that reflect your values, and time becomes a tool for building the life you envision. It's also vital to address the myth of someday. Someday I'll travel, someday I'll start that business, someday I'll repair that relationship. Someday is a seductive lie. It tricks you into believing that the present is less important than the future. But the future is built on the foundation of today. Every action you take or avoid shapes the trajectory of your life. The French philosopher Albert Camus wrote, "Real generosity toward the future lies in giving all to the present." Don't sacrifice the beauty of now for a hypothetical tomorrow. Live with such intention that even if someday never comes, you'll have no regrets. Consider, too, the power of small, consistent actions. We often overestimate what we can achieve in a day and underestimate what we can achieve in a year. Writing 1 page a day leads to a book in a year. Saving a small amount weekly grows into a significant nest egg over time. Exercising for 20 minutes a day transforms your health. Time compounds. The choices you repeat daily become the habits that define your life. Stop waiting for a dramatic overhaul. Start with incremental changes. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Yet even with the best intentions, life will throw obstacles in your path. Illness, loss, and unforeseen crises can derail even the most disciplined plans. This is where resilience and self-compassion become essential. Wasting time isn't about the occasional detour. It's about the chronic avoidance of responsibility. Be kind to yourself when life interrupts. But don't use adversity as an excuse to abandon your goals. Adapt, pivot, keep moving forward, even if it's one step at a time. Finally, remember that time is a gift, not a burden. It's easy to fall into the trap of viewing life as a race against the clock. But this mindset breeds anxiety. Instead, see time as a canvas. You are the artist. Each day is a blank space waiting for your brush strokes. What will you create? Moments of connection, acts of courage, expressions of love. Don't let fear of the unknown or the weight of past mistakes paralyze you. The past is unchangeable, but the present is yours to shape. So wake up, really wake up. Look at your life with fresh eyes. What are you tolerating that no longer serves you? What dreams have you buried under excuses? What conversations have you avoided out of fear? The clock is ticking, but this isn't a threat, it's a liberation. The finite nature of time is what makes it so precious. It's why your choices matter. It's why today is the day to begin. You might be thinking, but where do I start? Start here, start now, start small. Delete the apps that drain your time. Write the first sentence of that book. Reach out to the friend you've been meaning to call. Take a 5-minute walk. Action breeds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. And confidence transforms intention into habit. This is your life. Not a rehearsal, not a draft. There are no do-overs. Every moment is irreplaceable. So stop waiting for permission to live fully. Stop postponing joy for a future milestone. Stop letting days blur into sameness. The world needs your voice, your ideas, your presence. But none of that can happen if you stay asleep at the wheel of your own existence. In the end, the measure of your life won't be the years you accumulated, but the moments you truly lived. The laughter shared with loved ones, the challenges you overcame, the love you gave and received, the difference you made, these are the things that echo beyond your time on earth. Don't let distraction, fear, or apathy rob you of the richness that's within your grasp. The ocean of time keeps flowing. You can't stop it, but you can choose how you swim. Will you let the current carry you passively, or will you dive in with purpose, embracing the waves as they come? The choice is yours. Wake up, rise up, the moment is now.